Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, Jeff Trunapole. And as always, I bring you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio, home of my UC Bearcats, and you see the Bengals up there. Now, this show and every show is brought to you by T Properties. T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out their website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. All right, guys, you found the show. Smash that thumbs up. Hit that like and subscribe. I am up to 716 subscribers. That is awesome. Keep it rolling. Try to get to 1,000 as fast as we can. All right, so I titled the show, Is It Too Early to Do the NFL Mock Draft? So I'm bringing my boy Jeremy Dean in. What's up, Jeremy? What's going on, brother?
How are you, my friend? How are you?
Oh, just living a dream, man. Kind of a busy day.
Yeah, same here.
Day before trying to get the show on. Now, also today is Joe Burrow's birthday. Did you know that?
Yes, I did.
So he is, I think, 23.
I think 24 now, isn't he? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. 25. Maybe they've been saying 23 just because he's so close.
He's 24 years old. We'll get it right. We'll get it right.
Okay,
he's 24 years old.
That's what
we are working on a birthday video that I did not make, but Jennifer Schultz is her name, and we can't play it yet. We're working on it still because I can't use the video or use the music that she used. So we're working on putting on different different music that YouTube and all them will let me do without flagging me. So that will be coming up soon. And but in honor of Joe Burrow's birthday, I would suggest to all of you, and I had a couple of viewers out there tell us to give a shout out to Joe's hunger. What is it called? Joe Burrow's Hunger Relief Fund. Now I'll be putting that up later on too. Again, something else we're working on. Like I said, busy day. Sorry, I don't have exactly everything ready. So I will get to that in a minute. And we will be doing the live video chat again, which is that up yet? The link up? No. Okay, that's coming up too. So we got to get that up still too. So a lot of stuff going on. But the Bengals Wire did their first too early mock draft. Now, I just went through the top four of what they wrote down, which is I think would be perfect if this happened. You got Pete Sewell, obviously out of Oregon, and they got Creed Humphreys, an offensive lineman who'll be an interior lineman. I think he's a center for Oklahoma, but you could easily move him to guard. So that way, if you get those two, that could fix your offensive line. And Quincy Roach is a edge rusher out of Miami, and they got Trace Wallace, a wide receiver out of Oklahoma State. So those are what they have as their too early mock drafts. Bengals report 18. The Bengals going 2 linemen in a row or take a corner in the second round. I would think that they would go, if the linemen are there, they're going linemen because of what happened with Joe Burrow and everything this year. They got to fix the line. We've said it a million times. So I'm thinking you're going Swell, and then whoever the best interior lineman is left. Now me and Jeremy want Wade Davis. That's who we want, or Wyatt Davis. Sorry, get it right.
Yep.
That's who we want. Likelihood of him being there, kind of iffy. So if he's not, you got to be ready to take somebody else. Yep. And then if you get the edge rusher from Miami, and if he's as good as what I read about him, that could help because we need pressure on the quarterback. So it's. What's up, Landon? Happy birthday to Joe. Yes, Joe freaking Burrow.
What's up, brother?
Exactly.
Jump on and holler at us, man.
Yeah, well, I don't think we got that up yet.
Okay. Not yet.
Yeah. Looking good. Thank you. I got a new camera. So it was on yesterday, and that's why it's kind of another thing. I got to use my mouse down here on the pad, and I don't have my other one that I'm used to using. So still bear with me on that one. But whoever you are, make sure you go to the YouTube channel, Sports with Strawberry Ice. Click on the subscribe button, and then your name will pop up. So, Jeremy, what do you think so far as what I've read about NFL draft? Have you done any kind of mock drafts? Have you looked at anything? Or what's up?
Yeah, I've looked at a few things. I've noticed most of these mock drafts have Wyatt Davis gone by the time we draft in the second round.
That's kind of what I've looked at too. Yeah.
Yeah, and so who's to say he's going to be there or not? Personally, right. I want him to go. I want him to do well, make more money, and all that good stuff. But it would sure be nice if he would still be there for us, because if there's going to be a guard that is worth a second round pick, especially the third pick in the second round, right. it would be him.
And yeah, it would be a steal to get him in the second round. It's absolute steal.
There's just nobody else.
Kind of like the steal we got with T. Higgins this past draft. That was a complete steal. He's a first round pick that we got in the second round. So that was awesome.
We got lucky. Some teams didn't need wide receivers.
Right. So that was a good pick. Like I've said, when the draft happened, I love T. Higgins. I would have rather them gone for an offensive lineman at the time, but it is what it is. So, that's where we.
But now we got T. Higgins, and we're going to build the line. So,
right. So you got to build the line. You got to build the edge, or you got to get pressure on the quarterback.
Got to.
And other NFL news today, they came out with their nominees for Walter Payton Man of the Year, and the Bengals nominee is Geno Atkins. So congratulations to Geno, and hopefully he wins. There's a lot of guys on there. I don't know if a Bengals actually ever won it, to be honest.
I've seen many, and I've never heard of one. Honestly, I cannot
Shocking.
remember.
The Bengals didn't get an award.
Yeah, of any kind.
Right.
A guy out there buying groceries during COVID-19 for people, risking his own health and his family's to try to help people out, and he'll be fourth runner up, right? I think it's all just I don't know.
Well, it looks like the link is at the top of the chat. Is that right? Yeah. All right. The link is at the top of the chat. So we're doing a live chat again today, so you guys can jump on and join the chat anytime you want.
Yep.
So one thing's weird is I have it pop up over there. Yeah, because I don't. It's weird. I don't have my space bar to space down to see when somebody else comes in. So, but it's okay. We'll figure it out. Live show, all kinds of stuff going on. All right, so I do want to talk about my Bearcats last night. You had the game on while the show was going on, and some people I noticed on Bearcat Country are like, "We're up by 14 points. How in the world do we let Furman come back?" Well, honestly, third game of the year, we got 7 new guys, and this is gonna be an excuse for a while until they, 7 guys. You're really not gonna be cohesive. Probably tell you your 10th game at least. So Brand at least knows the rotation, what he wants to do with people, because we didn't have any exhibition games or any of that stuff. And Furman's not a bad team. I know you never really heard of them, but they're not a bad team. They're going to be a ranked team, or I think by the time the season's over. So I think it's a good chance. It was a good test for Bearcats. They won. They're 2-1. Big game coming up this Saturday, going to Tennessee and playing. So that's going to be the first. I won't say real test. The first real test against Xavier, but it's the second game of the year. For the second game of the year, they played, I think, pretty good. They were in the game. They could have won it. All right, we got the natural. Good.
Oh, good.
Natural showed up.
What's up?
He's always our first caller of the day.
There we go.
What's going on, Natural? How you doing, brother?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Good to be with you today.
Good. Thanks for being on.
Good to hear from you, buddy.
What's on your mind, brother?
So about the draft, I think we should focus mostly on the offensive line, because if we're going to be winning, we're going to win on offense. It's an offensive league.
Right.
I've always been of the mindset that you don't need a dominant defense. You just need a defense that can get turnovers to give Joe Burrow a chance to put up more points, and that's how we're going to win, by outscoring in this
league.
Exactly.
That's how the Kansas City Chiefs win that's how they've been winning. They don't really have a dominant defense, but they have a good.
Well, no, and half the guys on their team they picked up from other teams. Like they got the Honey Badger. Yeah. Last year they picked up Struggs from the Ratbirds.
Yeah.
during the season. So they added guys, and like you said, if you I mean, they don't really do ball control, but if you outscore them, it's kind of hard to beat them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing with that too is every single draft, mock draft that any of us can find, and I've looked, but I mean, we're pretty much taking the kid out of Oregon, and then Jeff mentioned an offensive lineman as well. From where was yours, Jeff?
I'm sorry, what's that?
What was the offensive lineman you brought up second round?
Second round was Creed Humphreys out of Oklahoma.
Okay.
I got that from Bengals Wire, so that's just what
Okay. Yeah, a different one I'm looking at here is Trey Smith out of Tennessee. So what I'm getting at is you can bet on one thing, Natural. We will be building the line through the draft and maybe even solidifying it through free agency.
Screenshot picture up there too. I can't see that.
I could see it.
I mean, that's what we're looking at.
No question. If we draft, was it Panay Sol?
Yeah, I'm in the overlays. All I see is the video.
Who plays left and who plays right tackle?
Well, see, that's the thing. They're talking about either switching Jonah or switching him and seeing who would make the easiest switch. So if Jonah feels comfortable and he's got a little bit of time under his belt anyway, I could probably see him switching over, changing a rookie right away.
Yeah, I think you move Jonah to right and you keep Sua left. Especially, I mean, I hate to say it, but so far Jonah might be injury prone. I mean,
well,
he missed his whole rookie year. He hasn't made it a full year this year. So if you're going to you want your most sturdy offensive lineman at left tackle. So right now, by just I don't want to say default, but just he's quote unquote a veteran, second year. Move him to right, put Sua left is what I would say.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you remember when Jonah came out, one of the knocks on him was that he had shorter arms than what most teams liked. And if you watch him this year, there were times where guys like Garrett, they just went around him. They just straight up beat him. Like he has very good technique, but he does have a little bit of a limitation in terms of his arms and being able to hold blocks.
He does. We can talk about arm length and all that kind of stuff, and we can also talk about Pro Bowlers and people that are in the Hall of Fame that had short arms, shorter fingers, shorter leg. I think a few of the bad plays that we've seen from Jonah this year are just from lack of experience, man. Lack of playing. I mean, the guy's a mountain. I mean, he's pushing an F-150 uphill, at his house for workouts, during the quarantine process here. So I think what we're seeing with Jonah is just he just needs to get a little more consistency and get through this. Well, he ain't going to get through this year, I guess.
Not this year, he's done.
Anyway,
but I think you got to look at the front seven he's been facing. It's not like they haven't been playing, just joke of front seven. I mean, it's Steelers, the Ratbirds, DC, the Chargers. I mean, he's went against some pretty good. I mean, Myles Garrett for Cleveland. I mean, he's went against some pretty good freaking players, and he's held his own. I mean, he's let some go, but compared to the rest of the guys, he's been our most consistent offensive line. Him and Hopkins are been our two best.
Yeah, and never forget too, Natural. Just real quick, he plays on an offensive line that is absolutely miserable this year. Right. So, that's not easy either.
Well, I mean, him getting hurt this year was probably the last injury he took was probably because the guys on the right side messed up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, if we had a competent line, I don't think Jonah is hurt the rest of the season.
No.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's why hopefully this. I'm like I said, I was just throwing it out there. Maybe he's injury prone. I hope it's not. But I mean, you missed your first rookie year, and then you're injured twice here. It's not a good sign. But like you said, I mean, we can just talk about like that when how Fred Johnson actually plays better at tackle than he does guard. So it depends on where. If the guy next to you is playing like crap, then it puts you in vulnerable positions. You know, just like you said. So for injuries and stuff like that. So yeah, that does not help Jonah's development as a tackle or just moving forward in his NFL career with playing with, less talented guys next to him.
Yeah. And I still believe in him 100%.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's going to be ready next year. He's going to have PTAs in. He's going to have preseason. He's going to have things that he's never even got to do before other than being thrown out on the field and saying block, man. I mean, right. I can just only see him getting better. I don't see him being a bust as of now.
Any news on the injury though? Because they didn't really say what it was. They just said it was a right knee injury.
Yeah,
right?
That's all I got. Right knee injury. It's nothing too bad. He'll be back next year. That's all I've heard.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything about surgery. Nothing. So your guess is as good as mine right now. Natural.
Yep.
Yeah. I guess we weren't going to get much out of the team.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm like, just let him sit. We don't need anybody else getting injured. I'm saying the same thing with Joe Mixon. Don't bring him back. This season is done. We've had so many injuries. Don't bring him back so he can get hurt even more so he's not ready for next year. I mean, the point of the rest of this season is just to make it through the last 4 games. Just make it through. That's it. As healthy as you can. Maybe win. I'm like, at this point, we have a chance of winning 2. That's it. We got a chance of beating Dallas this weekend and then Houston in 2 weeks. We're not beating the Steelers, not beating the Raptors. We just hope to come out of those games without any more major injuries. So we don't need it anymore.
No. Yeah, exactly.
All right, Natural. I thank you for joining the show as always.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah, we enjoy having you, man.
Talk to you later.
Later.
That's it. All right, we got the birthday video up, so I'm going to go ahead and play this again. This video is made by Jennifer Schultz. She's a member of Bengals Nation and Houday Nation. Like I said, we had to change the music on it, so I hope you guys enjoy it, but this is for Joe freaking Burrow and his birthday. And my thank you to Jennifer Schultz. I hope I'm saying her name right, but she put that out there, made the video. It's on her. I had to change the sound, but just in honor of Joe and his birthday, and hopefully getting healthy and back. If you guys could go and donate to the Joe Burrow Relief Fund, make a difference in Southeast Ohio. It's the fund he started right after he won the Heisman last year. I know people started donating after he won the Heisman. So just a good shout out to Joe. Hopefully he gets better and we are ready to roll next year. Now, just looking, Sam Hubbard had a update on Joe's injury here, and I'm trying to bring it up. I had this. Let's see here. What did he say? Because Mike put this on there.
Be easy on us, because we're all already touched from that video. I'm still trying to catch my breath. So,
well, basically, he just let's see here. It's on Bengals Wire, and I just trying to read while the video is going, and there's not as much on here as I thought there was. So while Joe Burrow works in rehab, Angle, Hubbard, and the Bengals stay at home. Anyway. All right, never mind. That wasn't as interesting as I thought it was going to be. So, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I thought it'd be some kind of update on the on his rehab or something. So, thanks. I'm assuming this is Jennifer. So, Jennifer, if this is you, go to YouTube, subscribe to Sports Strawberry Ice, get on the chat, and actually do the live chat, and we can have a conversation with you because you made a couple different videos that I've put on. Like I said, the music she put on was a lot better than what I was able to put on, but that's all you got copyright laws and all that stuff going on. So let's see here. I think Carl Lawson will be back. Is Lawson injured?
No, I'm just probably us talking about pass rushers is what I'm thinking. Next year. That's my best guess. If y'all would jump on live, hit the link, you could come on and talk to us, and we would know what you mean.
We had some a lot of college football talk yesterday, and I was just thinking about more of it today. Now, there is still, say Ohio State goes and they beat Northwestern, which they most likely will. I was just thinking of this scenario. Florida and Alabama are playing each other, and Notre Dame and Clemson are playing each other. So let's just say, for instance, this is how Ohio State can get left out, I think, which would kind of suck because you watch the same 4 teams play again. So you got Alabama and Florida. Just say for some reason, which I don't think is going to happen, Florida beats Alabama. I think that makes Florida in. Alabama's already in. And then if Notre Dame or if Clemson beats Notre Dame, then I think those are your 4 teams that will be in. The biggest thing is if Florida beats Alabama, that's going to screw Ohio State, I think, because I think they'll jump.
I don't, because you're looking at 3 losses. I mean, they've got 2 losses already, if I'm correct. That'd leave them with 3 losses.
The 2-loss team from Iowa.
Oh, I know, but still, the committee cannot put a 3-loss team. I don't care if we played 2 games this year, a 3-loss team above the Buckeye. There's no way. Shouldn't be above the Bearcats, in my opinion. But that's how they do things. But I don't see that happening. I see us, as long as we play Northwestern, who is rated, and we play Ohio State football, we'll be fine.
Yeah,
I think.
All right, Tony was asking something about the Natural live chat. You don't see it because the Natural did not turn his camera on. So that's one thing you guys can do if you don't want to turn the camera on and you just want to go, just mic only. That's why you don't see the Natural's face. So I have no idea what it looks like. So, all right, now Brad M. I say, do you see? Speaking of the NFL draft, do you see any Bearcats getting drafted? That's a good question. Offhand, nobody jumps out right now. I mean, some people said Ritter for the Bears. But I would be. I would be surprised even if Ritter got drafted, to be honest, because he has not shown the ability to throw the deep ball consistently. And you got to be able to do that in the NFL, you know, backup quarterback, starting quarterback, any of that stuff. He's the only one that really pops in my head right now that might get drafted. Like last year, I had the running back, and I can't remember Stokes. He got drafted. None of our wide receivers are like. It's just that we're not having. Nobody's having like a big breakout year. Like when in 2009,
it's been a team.
2009, 3 guys that got drafted. I knew they were going to draft. Pike got drafted, Benz got drafted, and Gilliard. Actually, Marty got drafted by the I think the Rams, St. Louis Rams at the time. So I knew those 3 were going to drafted. This year, we don't have that one guy that's having that outstanding season. It's just a big, just one big, like he said, there's a team. So I'm sure there's somebody that might get drafted. But like I said, Guaya got drafted last year to tight end. So, but off the top of my head, I can't. Honestly, I wish I had a better answer for you, but I really don't. All right, let's see your Bengals report. Carl Lawson is a free agent, I think, after the season. He might be. I'm not sure. I haven't looked. Like I said, this show has. There's a lot of stuff to keep track of, and I've had a busy day, so I've really been able to look up a whole lot of stuff, to be honest. So, but yeah, if Lawson is a free agent, the Bengals should re-sign him. I mean, I don't know. What do you think? I think it kind of depends on what they get in the draft. Because I mean, like you say, he is an undersized lineman, and he's really the only one consistently this year getting pressure. I mean, that's the thing. Last week, Hubbard started getting pressure again too.
Yeah, Hubbard. Yeah, Hubbard played much better last week than he has in weeks past, for sure.
Right.
Lawson, he's kind of the same. He's not in the Dunlap mold. Dunlap 6'6", whatever.
The arms all the way down to his ankles and everything.
Yeah, and he does, but he plays the same style of pass rush as Dunlap, which is run around the end and try to get to the quarterback. And if you got a decent tackle, he's gonna push you out, and by the time you get to the quarterback to try to swat the ball out, if you got a decent quarterback, the ball's gonna be gone. Or by the time he makes it there, he gets at their legs and they still stand there and look around while he's got a hold of their legs and they're just, looking downfield, flipping. That's the only thing with Lawson. He gets there. He does disrupt.
He just can't finish,
Yeah,
because he was the one that was.
You just want to just kind of like.
Yeah. He was the one that was wrapped around Ben's legs and couldn't. And he just flipped. Like, he's right.
There it was. Yeah,
that's been the story of the Bengals this year.
Yeah, I just feel like we need somebody that somebody brought up Myles Garrett and there's a ton. There's a ton of good J.J. Watt, all the Bosas. I mean, we get a good rusher. We're gonna have Chase Young type whatever. Even if we took them third rounder, we can get a good one in the third round. Or if we go free agency, however,
I don't even remember where Dunlap was drafted. To be honest,
I think he was the third round pick.
Yeah, I don't think he was the first round or anything like that. I think he was lower.
Yeah, second or third, I was saying. Yeah, so I mean,
so you can get guys.
Yeah, they're there.
Decent,
guys that can make the play once they get there too. Not bounce off or swing their arm at it.
Well, like you said, back then we had him on one side, we had Michael Johnson on the other side. Michael Johnson on the other side, and they come have a meeting at the quarterback.
Right.
That's what you want. That's what you need to get. I mean, I think Hubbard has a better shot of becoming that than Lawson. Lawson's fast. Lawson to me is a guy. He's more of a third down, a speed rusher. To throw in. He's not your number one guy. I do want to keep him. But I'm not going to pay. I don't think you should pay a ton of money for him. No. But I mean, looking at the mock draft that Bengals Wire put together, if this draft somewhat goes like this, where you get 2 offensive linemen, a speed rusher, and a wide receiver, and they all hit, I mean, and you throw in a couple free agents in there, dude, the Bengals are in my opinion, are back. I mean, because you got to get the biggest thing is, like we said this a million times, fix that offensive line. You get a left tackle or right tackle, and you get an interior lineman. That's you put two good ones with the two good ones you already got, and then you have Spain or Seraphilia or somebody else at the other guard. Dude, the line's fixed. And if we get Joe Burrow back at the beginning of the year, and we take off. Now the other thing is, like you thought, Lawson might be a free agent. That comes down to the thing is, do we sign AJ Green again, or are we letting him walk? I mean, what is your feeling on this? We both love AJ Green. I love AJ Green.
I mean, I love AJ, and he's just it's kind of like the Dunlap situation. I think that if Green left right now and went to Kansas City or maybe even the Buccaneers, he'd probably make him a star. He'd probably start right back off where he was 2.5 years ago or whatever.
Well, my question,
for some reason,
I guess my question to that is why, like you say,
I don't,
because they have quarterback. We got Joe freaking Burrow. I mean, why has it not clicked for AJ this year?
Even with Burrow, yeah.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Even with Burrow, so you're saying he can go somewhere else and do better. Like, he's not going to get much better quarterback than Joe Burrow. I mean, he's not.
No, I'm just saying with our other line this year, the close losses. AJ's been through this 10 years now, so it's all already up here. So we've already got these losses, and you can just tell. Well, his third, fourth game with Burrow, trying to get him the ball, he was half-assed rushing down the field. He wasn't really going after the ball. It's like watching somebody that is a shell of themselves.
Yes.
And it seems like and it seems like it was just yesterday he was making these one-handed catches or putting his body out there, and that's not who we have.
It's been 3 years since this is the first time he's had a healthy quote-unquote year in 3 years. I mean, he had 2 years. He had 2 years. Last year he didn't play at all, and then the year before that he was injured a lot. So, I just,
I could see him doing well with someone else. Just for some reason, it's not working here. And
Brad said AJ wasn't happy with the tag, which I understand but he didn't play for 2. What are they supposed to do? They're not going to. Nobody was going to sign him to a long-term deal. No, I don't think anybody was going to sign him to a long-term deal worth a lot of money anyway.
And he's making the max.
Right. So I mean. People don't like to tag it. I agree with Brad. I don't think he was happy about it, but I don't know if he was going to get anything better, to be honest.
And
he hasn't played in 2 years, really.
Yeah, and is that AJ Green? Is that the AJ Green we know?
Right.
Because he's had a couple rough years, and he was injured all year. Last year with a little lingering toe injury or whatever they kept calling it.
I heard it the first day of practice.
Yeah, and then never came on the field again because we only won 2 games. Now, if we were, just say 5-0, 6-0 towards the middle of the season, he'd have probably been out there on that field.
Well, how many times was it last year? Oh, AJ's coming back here in 2 weeks, or AJ's coming back next week, and then no, he's not. Then all of a sudden he's not coming back at all. So that's where and just to see his sometimes lack of effort, it's been very frustrating because I can't remember what game it was.
That's me.
He actually showed up in the fourth. He dropped a couple passes, got ticked off, and you see him jump up and just snag the ball. And it was in the fourth quarter where we needed the win. I think it might have been the Tennessee game. I'm not sure. But that's the AJ of old. That's the AJ that we needed. And I've only seen him that little drive. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, where he had and I think I pretty much know exactly what you're talking about. He was on the sideline, catching him on the sideline like he normally does. And
what's up,
Tony?
What's going on, guys?
Not much, man. How you doing?
Pretty good. That's a pretty cool video. I like it.
Take that.
Got a quick question in your guys' opinion.
What's up?
We know back with stuff. It goes back to COVID this year with the NCAA football. Jeff, you asked me yesterday what I thought if the Notre Dame would join a conference, and I said no, I don't think they would. Well, it came out today saying that they're not. They won't. They'll go back to independent next year. My question to you guys on your opinion in this is if COVID's still around next year and the ACC brought them in. Do you think, since they're already saying they won't come back, do you think maybe the ACC will turn them away next year if they have to come back because of COVID again?
Well, I mean, to be honest, COVID is going to be here next year. It's a virus. It's not like just going to instantly go away. But if it's going to be as widespread as it is now with everything, the vaccines and all that stuff, that's, I don't know. But if they already came out and said no, that they're not going to be in the conference, I mean, ACC might say, screw you, we're not going to let you come back,
I'm not worried about, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, if they can be money makers and stuff for them, because that's kind of what it's all about with any conference right now, almost. Let things happen with money.
It's more of a money maker for the ACC for Notre Dame to be in than it is for the ACC or the Notre Dame to join. Well, I take that back, because the thing that Notre Dame does get out of this is they are legitimately no problem. You guys didn't have to worry about getting in to the playoffs this year. You didn't have to worry about playing that 13th game or who you scheduled or fighting against not being in the conference. So that has helped out Notre Dame this year. You haven't had to fight that. So that has helped Notre Dame. Now, just say, for instance, Notre Dame wins the whole thing, so Notre Dame will get money. They're going to have to share some of that with the ACC, which they wouldn't have to do, before this. So it depends on what they want to do,
They had to do that this year in order to play.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
If they're turning that down and saying we're not coming back, I feel that, and I'm a diehard Notre Dame fan, but I think that's too soon to come out and say that right now with everything going on.
Yeah, you got to wait and see what's. It's kind of like the Big Ten saying we're not going to play until springtime. Like, well, that's dumb. You might want to find out. You might want to see that. They said that in June, July. It was early December time.
They came back, changed. That was early, and they came back, changed their mind. Yeah,
right.
That's what I'm saying about Notre Dame. I'm like, Jeremy here, or you with the Bearcats, Jeremy at Ohio State. We would not be able to see our team play, whether they, make it to the playoffs or suck the whole year, win 2 games or whatever. You still want to see them play.
Right.
And I'm just worried that then the chance to play next year if the same situation next year is this year.
I mean, in my opinion, like you said, it's too early to have said anything like that. You should wait until at least springtime or something and see what in the world's going on.
Yeah, let's hope it's not an issue.
It was reports from analysts and stuff. I didn't see anything official from Notre Dame, and I haven't found anything official. But when you hear the analysts say stuff like that, and it came from somewhere.
Right. What you got, Jeremy?
I was just agreeing with him. Yeah, you're going to hear that kind of stuff, and it's going to go on throughout until next year. But until football activities actually resume next year, and we know what's happening, the critic or the sportscasters, broadcasters, the radio, everybody on the radio can say anything they want. But one thing about every single person in this world, none of them know the future. So we'll just kind of have to play that, and see. And hopefully it'll work out for Notre Dame in a good way through this, maybe rather than a bad way. But as you just come out and said, I guess they don't want to be a part of a conference. So,
we can talk all we want about OSU getting in a lot of money and stuff this year, but that's why Notre Dame don't want to come. It's too much money.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's where those things are at, because
dude, it's all about money.
It's not the almighty dollar, man.
But that's right.
Exactly. That's the way it always is. That's why you see in these teams that are not in the Power 5 conferences, except for maybe Notre Dame, because Notre Dame won't ever get into the college football playoffs. That's why they, in my opinion, now this is what, to me, this would be the perfect scenario as far as fixing this. All right, you got your Power 5 conferences. All right. So take those teams and whoever the 2 teams that are in the championship game, take that. The winner of that, they move on to the playoffs. You take the 2 best, non-Power 5 conferences or 4 best, and put them in the playoffs. And that makes their championship games even more viable. And it's just a natural playoff thing to do, I think. That's just the way to do it. Take time. They're going to expand this eventually. There's too much money again for them to make. You expand it to 8 teams. Bearcat fans would be going nuts. We would love it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Give them money to go watch the game. So it's good for the schools like UC and stuff like that to expand their fan base, expand stuff like that to get the schools money, because like right now there's lots of schools that are losing money. I mean, UC had to cut their men's soccer program, for this year because they're losing money. So I mean, all this going to these bowl games and championships, it's a lot of money. But right now they need the money because they're losing money with this pandemic and everything going on. So that's why I would not be surprised if next year, as soon as next year, they expand it to 6 or 8 teams, or figure something out to add more teams, add more competition, add more excitement. That's all it's going to do is add more excitement to what is already exciting. But it's getting to the point where you can almost name the teams that are going to be in the college football playoffs. It's Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, Notre Dame. That's maybe
Georgia, Florida.
Yeah. There's not a ton of them. There's only like 4 or 5 maybe that can go in. Every once in a while you might get a Florida State jump in here and there. But that's the thing. You're getting the same teams over and over and over and over again. Eventually people are going to get tired of it. I mean, props to Alabama and everything for being able to make it every year. But eventually, to grow the brand of the college football playoffs and all that stuff, you got to be more diversity, because one of the best things about the college basketball is there's so many teams to get in. Now, football can never do anything like that. They can't. There's no possible way they can let that many teams in. But if they can let 8 in, that's good. And then the other teams, they could go figure something out, do another championship for them or something like that. For like Miami of Ohio, they're never going to have a shot of winning this, ever. So like Division II schools have their own championship or something like that. Just different stuff. I'm throwing stuff out there.
Well, how many actual conferences are out there? Do you know that exact number?
What's that?
I don't know. How many exact number of conferences are out there for Division I NCAA football?
Oh, geez, 100 and something, I think. There's a lot.
And
I know there's a lot.
Division I.
Yeah, Division I.
Yeah, it's quite a few. I mean, it's a lot of teams.
I mean,
I don't know offhand.
I don't know. I don't want to lie to you, but I'm thinking it's up there close to around what Jeff said, maybe, depending what you're calling Division I or Division II. If you did all of them, it's hundreds. So,
my point to that question is, I know there's a lot of them, but say you take the top teams in some of these divisions, Pac-12 or whatever,
right?
It's playoffs. Not just for this year, but stay in the playoffs, where you take the top from like the top conferences and let them all battle it out, as opposed to just always like Jeff said, Alabama or the teams that are always in there. Let them fight it out for more teams, because like NFL, any given Sunday, it's no different than college. Any given day, it could have any given day a team could beat a team. If you get into those playoffs and you expand them more, I just think that makes it fair. Even maybe past 8 teams, say you take 10, take the top 2, let them have a bye week, and then let the other ones battle out and get to the point. Just something like that to make it a little bit more fair. Then there's, in my opinion, there's not many more people that can be pissed off about stuff, because these teams that make it, we have the top 4. But you got 6 out there. Make it 10. Make it 10. The first
10's an awful lot. I think the most you're going to do is 8. I think 8's the most. 6. I think 6 is more likely, and then 8's more of what eventually will be.
Right, but if you're saying
it says there's 125 Division I teams in 14 conferences. So yeah, there's a lot. You can't. Not all those are going to get a shot. It's just not going to happen.
Well, no, I'm not saying that all of them have a shot. You take the top ones. I mean, like one from each conference at that point, minus terrible teams or whatever, obviously. But you got to obviously have a good strength of schedule, win some games and stuff. But when you say 10's too many, I mean, I get that. But if you're saying 8, why not 10 if you can take two, there's the top two, let them have a bye week and let them battle it out for a while, and then do it each week. I mean, it might be drawn a bit
Well,
more.
their argument with that all the time is they're student athletes and they have to go to class and yada, 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 which is, I mean, they are, but that's complete BS. If you ask me.
Maybe wait for them to do it right now anyway. So, I mean, what's another couple of weeks for them?
Right.
By that time, I mean, they're on break and stuff anyway.
Exactly. All right, Tony. Well, I appreciate the call. As always.
I will see you guys. I'll keep watching the show. I might chime in again later. I don't know, but we'll see you guys, man.
All right, brother. See
you.
Take it easy. All right, so you just got me for a little bit because Jeremy's internet decided to go away. That happens a lot. And there he is. Hey, buddy, where you been?
I had to go tinkle. Do you want to hold it? Gee.
Hey, you got an interesting. I'm trying to get back up here. Where is it? There was an interesting comment by somebody I wanted to throw up there. Oh, there you
go. Okay, first off, the test has not come back. I mean, she's always got a headache or something, so don't even go there. Having fun.
I had to throw that up there.
Yeah, pretty much. See, at least least we're on the same wavelength.
That wasn't me, Jeremy. I'm just telling you, I didn't put that up there. She did it right there. The girls are trying to take the show over.
Yeah, exactly.
They won't be a camera or anything, but let's talk about them.
Yeah, I had a very scary feeling about that.
See, this is why she's like, I'm in control of the show, except for when Jen takes over. So
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. Rob has something here. Football has a lot more to do with full team effort, i.e. coaching schemes, whereas basketball, if you can get 7 kids who can ball, your program can be overhauled overnight. I'm assuming he's talking about the difference of how you can build a football program and a basketball program. I assume is what he means.
I would definitely rather build a basketball program.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. I mean, basketball, just look at the NBA. Like, you get 3 guys and you got a championship team. He's got some more. Okay, so the championship teams would end up playing 2 more games. I guess that's what you and Jeremy were talking about as far as 8 teams.
I guess is Rob new?
Yeah, I assume. Yeah, I don't remember Rob being on here.
Welcome,
Rob,
bro.
Favor, you got some really good questions. Get on the live chat and we can talk, or live video chat.
Yeah, come join us, man.
This more so, because I mean, one thing's bad is when we talk about different things and then we move topics and then I see a comment, I'm like, oh yeah, and then I try to bring it back up and I'm kind of moved on if I can't figure out exactly what your comment was.
125. There you go.
Yes, so I'll say 125 teams, Division I teams. Yes. So, okay.
Props to was that Crown or who was that? Props to you, whoever.
That was Brad.
Oh, Brad. Props, man.
All right, Tony's got a comment back to Rob. Let's see here. Yeah, Rob, you're right. Just trying to spitball and think of situations to where there won't be a question anymore on who's in. The thing is, there will always be a question. I mean, look at the college basketball. I mean, it was 64 teams forever. Yeah. And then they added the playing games, which I still call them the playing games. And now it's 68 teams because these people got upset because they couldn't get in and yada, 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 yada. You're never going to make everybody happy. I mean, eventually, University of Miami of Ohio is like, hey, why don't we get a shot? Like I said, they're not going to get a shot. I mean, they just don't. It's MACtion. It's not. There are NFL players from Miami, but not that many. So to try to fix everybody's, make everybody happy, it's never going to happen. They're never going to make everybody happy in college football. I think the best route is to go to 6 or 8 and be done with it. That's it, and just leave it there.
And no more complaining, no more nothing, because
well, I mean, there will be complaining. But the thing is, though, you kind of you would almost take it out of the committee's hand because it doesn't. It wouldn't. I mean, it wouldn't matter. Like one thing you could do, say the top seeded teams, you can play their games, their first round games at home. You could do that. And that way they gotta have an advantage for being the number 1 seed.
Oh yeah,
or you got a million freaking bowl games. I mean, there's so many bowl games. I'm sure any of them, like the Peach Bowl, Gator Bowl, these ones will pay money. Hey, we'll be the first round of the playoffs or whatever.
Yeah.
So whatever. I'm getting another one here. Let's see, Rob. By the way, Rob, welcome to the show because I don't remember you ever commenting before, so I appreciate you. I like the new NFL policy of one more team, mainly because of only one team getting a bye. Yeah, yes, per division, yes, because that puts such an emphasis on the season of being that good to get the bye. Instead of having 2 byes, we're on 1 bye. So that I like that too. I mean, it's a different thing because how many times have we had it where this team's got it wrapped up the last 2 weeks of the season and they sit guys, How many times did the Colts do that? They didn't play Peyton Manning, last 1 or 2 games. That eliminates that. You got to keep playing throughout the whole season. So right. I do like that. And so that's another thing. So the whole playoff thing as far as NFL, I like that. And then rolling into college, you're not going to get everybody happy, but it is worth a shot. And it's at least a better situation than what we have. I mean, this situation, the playoffs, is better than the BCS. I couldn't stand the BCS. You just pick 2 teams. Now they're picking 4 teams. Now I think you should pick 6 or 8. All right. Dennis has got a question here. Looks like the Reds question. What do you got going on? Hey, Jeremy D. Why did the Reds trade their closer Iglesias? Is that going to make the Reds a better team?
If you're asking me if getting rid of him is making us a better team, I would say no. Depending on how we end up with free agents and other players, that kind of thing, you never know. But I mean,
I talked about this.
Who wants to lose a pitcher? But
right. I mean, I talked about this earlier this week when they did trade him, and one of the reasons that they traded him that I've been told is so Bell can do his matchups. He can do closer by committee, and David Bell drives me nuts with this overthinking, overanalyzing. They overthink stuff so much on that team now. It's ridiculous, and that's why I think they can't hit because they're thinking too much. I mean, Johnny Perez, one of the greatest hitters of all time. He was a hitting coach for the Reds for years. What he would say? What would he say? See the ball, hit the ball. That's it. Swing at it. If it's in the zone, get a good swing on it. Try to get a line drive somewhere.
That's simple.
And they do so the analytics this, analytics that, and I understand that's the way baseball is going, but you can't completely be on analytics. There's got to be some feel for the game, something.
Yeah.
And Bell's decision making is crazy to me sometimes, especially when he's pulling pitchers out. I mean, the first year, he'd pull you out in the first inning, it seemed like. And that's a little bit of exaggeration. But he blew the damn bullpen out the first half of the year, And then last year, we had a 60-game season where we're like, okay, you only got 60 games. This is when you can act like that. And he let them pitch forever. Now we had pitching, so it didn't really matter.
It's like watching the movie Moneyball over and over again. That's the way it's starting to feel, with his thinking and his numbers.
I agree with Brad. It's to give Bell and Taylor a one-way ticket out of Cincinnati. I agree with you, dude. I mean, I think I've been calling for Bell. Started a little bit the year before, but last year definitely. I'm like, dude, you drive me nuts. And he's a Cincinnati guy, and I love when Cincinnati guys play or manage for our teams. I do love it, but he is to me, he's the reason I think the Reds did so bad in the playoffs with 22 innings. And now the crazy thing is they're talking about trading Sonny Gray. Why in the hell would they trade Sonny Gray? We're not going to sign Trevor Bauer. I mean, we're not. There's no – I mean, unless Trevor Bauer gives us a hometown discount. That's the only way we're signing Trevor Bauer.
And he's not. So
let's go trade our second-best pitcher. That makes a lot of sense because the thing that got us to the playoffs last year, it wasn't our hitting.
No.
It wasn't David Bell's managing. It was the pitching. So let's trade Iglesias. Let's trade Sonny Gray.
Let's trade what got us there.
Right.
The guys who got you there. Let's get rid of those guys. And we're going with a philosophy.
Right. To me, the only thing they really should have been doing this year, this offseason, is trying to sign the guys they have, trying to keep Bauer, trying to fix the shortstop position with Gregorius or Lindor, which I think Lindor is a pipe dream. I think Didi Gregorius is a better option, or Trevor Story. One of those two would be a better, I won't say better option, but cheaper option and more realistic. But to even have it out there that you trade Sonny Gray after you just signed him to a contract, I mean, a team-friendly contract, why would you trade him? Why would you even talk about it? I mean, so David Bell can mix and match more pitching that he doesn't.
Yeah. You're looking at him being maybe the number one guy next year. I mean, what?
I mean, I think Krall, he's the new GM and president. I think he got put together. He got a dumpster fire handed to him because I think the Reds spent all this. But I loved it. They went all in last year, which is great, and they're spending money, trying to win, trying to do this. Pandemic happened, shut the whole season down. Nobody saw it coming, and their chance they took didn't work. I mean, yeah, they made it to the playoffs, but they didn't get the reward of sellouts, lots of fans, and money, and they didn't get that. So now it's like you were preparing to spend the money to do this, to hopefully go to the World Series, get lots of fan base, grow your fan base, get people in there. And now you're stuck with the leftovers, and you didn't make the money, and you spent this money, so you got to kind of bring it together somehow. So I don't know what they're going to do. To be honest, I have a bad feeling that they're not going to spend any money. This is just like Dennis said about them trading Iglesias. I think this is the start of it. I hope I'm wrong.
I do too. I hope it's not a complete restart again.
Well, it can't be because they have too many guys under contract. It can't be. So, I mean, they're still going to be a good team. I mean, even if they just go with who they have now and not sign Trevor Bauer, it's still a good team.
If we skip I mean,
if you Gray, keep what you have, and you don't sign Trevor Bauer, it's still a good team. I mean, it is. You, with Gray and Castillo 1-2, that's good.
But they would come out and mention that, like you said, is just doesn't make sense in a sport. It doesn't make sense for any team to come out and say something like that to trade one of your best pitchers.
I mean, they have prospects.
Well,
prospect out of it. They got Hunter Green, but Hunter Green is still coming back from Tommy John surgery. I seriously doubt he's going to be ready at the beginning of the year or any time this year to pitch in the majors. He's still probably a year and a half away, I think.
And a lot of guys don't even come back the same from that. I mean, you never know. You don't know exactly what you're going to get. So,
right. I mean, look at Homer Bailey. Homer Bailey was never the same pitcher. Never.
Ever. Yep.
Nope.
And I used to love Homer too, man. But golly, it got to the point where he was almost unwatchable when he would get on the mound.
Yes. It was very unwatchable, very hard to watch. Hold on. Let's see here. Braden's got something. All right, Braden. Hey, y'all. Hit the nail on the head with Gray being our number one guy. Bauer will absolutely not be pitching for Cincy next year. No, and I mean, the rumor that I'm hearing is the Mets are in the market for Trevor Bauer, and they're going to sign him or Springer from Houston. I hope they sign Springer because I really want Bauer coming back, but like I said, it's just a pipe dream. I don't think it's coming.
The new owner of the Mets is a trust fund kid. I mean, dude, he's got more money than he knows what to do with. I listen to, as I've told you before, I listen to a little Howard Stern every now and again, just when
Right.
it's funny bits and that kind of thing. And they actually talked about the Mets a little bit one day, and they were talking about this new guy that bought them. And he was part of the ownership team before, but I guess this guy's like a Steinbrenner type. I mean, just got
Okay.
money upon money upon money, and literally was.
Why can't somebody like that buy the Bengals or the Reds?
Yeah, right.
Like,
I know.
Why
right?
can't we get an owner like that?
Yeah, and he's sitting there talking to them about how he's going to spend $750 million his first year to get in so many of these and I'm just like, well, man, must be nice to have a new owner that just don't care to throw his
Right.
everything at a team that he loves. That's
Right.
That's
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
nice.
Which, I mean, that's what was nice about the Reds last year. And not that Castellino was throwing money around, but they were making smart decisions. And like signing Shogo and signing Castellanos and, I mean, Bauer and Gray and Castillo had them before. We knew they were going to be solid.
Right.
But just getting back to David Bell's decision making. Okay, how does this make any sense? And I never, ever understood this watching the shortened season last year. We signed Shogo. Shogo was signed to be a leadoff hitter. So what's David Bell do? He hits him ninth. Why? Like, you signed him to lead off. And then one of the problems the Reds had in their offense, they didn't have a leadoff hitter. Well, they did, but dumbasses hit them ninth. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Why do you do that? I'm like, that to me, that's overthinking. People are like, oh, well, maybe because Shogo just came to the major leagues and want to, get him used to it. Dude, play professional baseball in Japan. I mean, it's as popular or more popular in Japan than it is here. Put him in the leadoff. Let him play.
Yeah, that's where it should be. That's where you put him on leadoff. You can go to Brandon Phillips and all the rest in the past. You got to guys that can get on base, whether it's a hit, whether it's a walk.
Yeah,
smart hitters.
He put Castellanos hitting second, which actually Castellanos did pretty good hitting second. But my thought was when we got these guys, Shogo would hit first, and then Nick Senzel would be second. That's your 1-2, get on base, run around the bases, stir stuff up, get things. To me, that's baseball, and that's fun to watch baseball. This baseball I watched last year with the Reds was sometimes hard to watch because it'd be 1, 2, 3 out, 1, 2, 3 out, 1, 2, home run, 2 out. Yep. That's all it would be. It's like that. I miss like Ricky Henderson. He's not a Red, but he was one of my favorite baseball players to watch. Just run, and just stirring stuff up on the base pads and different things like that. And hit. I mean, you don't ever see a hit and run. You don't see any of this stuff. And how many times in a playoff game did the Reds need one hit it to the opposite field, or hit the ball in the freaking outfield to score one freaking run
and
they
win?
couldn't do it
And win, literally. Just pop one up into the outfield, you win. It's hard to talk about.
Get some Reds. I like Reds talk. I don't do that much over here. All right, Brad. When Bob Castellini bought the Reds, I believe he said he was going to bring winning baseball back to Cincinnati. Yeah, yep, that's his words. I mean, now in Castellini's defense, he has tried, and we have had winning baseball compared to what it was before he got there. We didn't have anything. It was terrible. So it's not what any of us want. I didn't think it's what Castellini wants. I think that's why he got ticked off and started, telling him to sign people last year. But like I said, the chance didn't work because the Reds got out in the first round and no fans are allowed. All right, Rob, I'm not surprised that the MLB playoffs landscape changed as much as it does without stricter rules or salaries. Now I got a question. I haven't heard anything about this, but I wonder if they're going to keep the playoffs like they did, last year, which was 16 teams and a DH and all that. Which at this point, when I was a kid, I never wanted the National League to have a DH. I never did. But to me, Major League Baseball is the only professional sports that has 2 different leagues and 2 different rules. Now, it made a little more sense when they didn't play each other, and you only did it in the World Series. You'd switch. If you're in the American League, you use DH in National League. That would make a little more sense. Now that they're playing each other, what's the difference? You're not going to get rid of the DH. The Players Association will never let that happen because it's a job. They're not going to do that. So you either you keep it the way it is, or you just let the National League have the DH.
Yep, it's that simple.
Crown would love to watch a game with Jeremy and Jeff. Crown, I would love you to come on the show here and use the video chat, dude. And we can talk.
Dude, jump on with us, dude. Any point, anytime, hit the link.
But right now, Crown, the only way I can watch a baseball game with Jeremy is like this on a video chat.
This is how we communicate quite a bit. And
exactly.
Tony, just to answer your question, is that a picture of Andy Dalton on the wall behind me? If it is, shouldn't it be replaced with a pick of Burrow by now? Yes, that is Andy Dalton's ESPN cover. And as soon as Joe Burrow gets to that level and gets an ESPN cover, he will be on top and Dalton will be underneath him, brother.
The red rifle.
And another thing, and talking about that too, and I'm glad you mentioned that, Tony. Jeff, I'm sure you've noticed too. Other than Cincinnati area, I don't get any Cincinnati local stuff. You've got Baker Mayfield on all these funny State Farm commercials, all these Heisman House commercials. We're talking about a kid that ain't even been to playoffs yet. We've got SEC champion, national champion quarterback Joe Burrow,
right.
setting rookies before he got hurt, or setting records as a rookie before he got hurt. Yet, I turn on my TV every day, and I've not seen one commercial with Joe Burrow. I don't understand it. I know we're a small.
Not in is the Heisman House. I thought for sure he'd be in that one.
I did too. He's smoking a cigar, sitting on the couch. They treat him like crap. I could come up with a commercial. I mean, where's Joe Burrow, man? I mean, this kid he's already showed everybody he's the real deal.
Honestly, my opinion, honestly, I think he was too much into trying to get prepared for his rookie season to mess with that. Now, if he had a normal offseason and not have to rehab this year, he might have, done some more this offseason, but we still might not see any because he's rehabbing.
Yeah, I just wonder what he got offered. I wonder.
Mark Scott, I think you are new to the show. At least I don't remember your name. Anyway, but welcome. Do you think they should shorten the baseball season? And should the Bengals fire Zach Taylor? Yes, I think they should fire Zach Taylor. Shorten the baseball season? Yeah, I think 162 games, especially if you're going to play as many playoff games as I think they want to, because I think Rob Manfred wants to do what they did this past year. I think he wants that. And I call him the clown, Rob Manfred. I do not like him. I don't think he is I don't think he knows a thing about baseball. I honestly think he's just there to make money. So, but yeah, the thing is, I kind of brought this up yesterday, Mark, on yesterday's show. I don't know if you got to watch it or not. But this to me is got to be the most winnable game for the Bengals this year. Meaning, the Dallas Cowboys played on Wednesday. They got back very early Thursday morning. They basically probably rested. They got 2 days to prepare and then jump on a plane again and fly to Cincinnati and play. Zach Taylor has had a complete week of practice and which I think that I won't say normal week is with COVID, nothing normal. To get a complete week to prepare for this. And if he does not, I'm not saying blow him out, but if he doesn't win this game, I'm to the point, just don't show back up Monday. Just we'll put Armadillo, whoever, because the Cowboys defense is terrible. Andy Dalton is not playing that great. They got one more win. I think they got 3 wins, maybe 4 wins than we do. So this, to me, is the most winnable game. It should be, just because, not that the Cowboys, I think they have more talent than us in certain areas. And I think if we had a Joe Burrow in there and they were healthy and it would be a good game to watch. But neither one of them are going in the right direction. But just for the simple fact of what they've had to do this past week to play a freaking football game and how little time they have to turn around and play another one, and travel. So, yeah, exactly. I think Zach should be gone anyway, but I think he should definitely be gone if they don't win.
Now that surprises me. It surprised me last week to hear you say you were okay with Zach Taylor leaving. Now, if we lose against Dallas, you would be okay with us giving him.
I mean, come on. How? They only got 2 days to prepare for us, and if you get beat by that, come on.
I'm with you. You know that. I'm just glad you've come over to the evil side.
His band is working. Hillbilly Deluxe Sweet Pick 'em Up Trucks. What's up, Hillbilly?
What is up, bro?
Hey, I think you are new. At least I've
new guy.
Your name on here. Anyway, like I said, everybody new that's on here. Mark, Hillbilly, Rob. I know Rob, you say you can't do it. Brad, there's a link at the top of the chat row on the YouTube channel, Sports Strawberry Ice. Click the link and jump on the show, and we can talk live and
together.
We can come together right
now.
Over me. Oh, by the way, I put your TikTok up on the channel, and they flagged it. The one
You're
you did?
Kidding.
No, they flagged it. So, yeah, I can do it. All right, Rob. I think Zach will have a hard time attracting top-level talent to his staff. So, yes, I do think we should move on from him. I don't know about that because, especially when I'll put it this way, offensively, no, I don't think they will, because you got Joe Burrow, you got a very good shot of getting people who want to work with him. Defensively, it's an NFL gig, so depends on what you mean as far as talent goes. Like, okay, some people have said Rex Ryan, Rex Ryan, I don't think he wants to coach anymore, to be honest. Maybe I'm wrong. I think he likes his NFL gig that he has. I would love to get Matt Patricia as D coordinator if they don't fire Zach, And as far, to be honest, I'm okay if Zach comes back. I really do think they should fire Zach. If they don't, whatever. If they don't, I'll support them, and I want Zach to do good. I'm not going to root against Zach if they bring him back. But I think Zach actually is done pretty good as far as the offensive coordinator and play calling and stuff. When Joe Burrow was in there, he had 400 yards, 300 yards. Passing, his passing game was doing really well until Joe got hurt. Joe's 3-step drop, bang, the ball is gone. And so the run game is where Zach needs to improve if we keep him. They got to get the run. You got to get more diversity. You can't just throw it 500 times. So that's what I think. Anyway, all right. Mike Scott. All right. Mike Brown should have listened to his father, but they say it skips a generation. Well, the thing is, Mike has listened to his dad, and that's why Mike won't give control to anybody else. It is Paul Brown's fault that Mike Brown won't give up control because of what happened when Paul Brown was running the Browns. He lost control of it, and he told his sons, never let anybody have control of this so you don't lose your team. That's one of the big reasons Mike Brown is the way he is. So
that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
I thought I had a little bit of information getting ready to come in, but it hasn't yet, so I don't want to.
You got sources on me? You got some sources on me?
I don't know if it's, but it's nothing. It's just about Jonah Williams, and they're saying he'll be okay. It's.
What about Joe Brady as a potential head coaching candidate?
We've heard that
I've heard that, and my thing is that I could be wrong, but he went from assistant offensive coordinator and passing coordinator for LSU to offensive coordinator for the Carolina Panthers. I would like to see him do some more stuff first before, not that, and I could be wrong, but that's just my personal opinion,
I'd be more comfortable with a Zimmer or a Bieniemy, somebody
I
that's got.
love Zim. Love
And then
Zim.
bring Brady in if he'd want to be maybe an OC, something like that, and give him a
Right.
shot with
He's already,
Burrow.
right. He's already an OC, so I doubt you'd have to pay him more to get him to leave. And
Well,
I
that's
don't
what,
think
yeah.
the Bengals did that.
But come on, hey, it's Burrow though. It's Burrow.
Yeah, it's his
Get him
boy.
a ring.
I wanted them to get Brady last year for their offense coordinator. That was the guy I said to go get. All right, Rob. I think no one can trust that Zach will be here longer than one more year. Yeah. So that is a tough sell on coaches who might not want the stigma of playing for a failed Bengal team and lose their next shot. That's true. That is true. That's why another reason why I honestly, I know people think that Zach's going to stay, but I really have a feeling if he does not win or do something here, I think Mike might make a change because he's got a couple things. He's got time ticking on him. He's got time ticking on him as far as the stadium deal goes, which you talked about before, Joe. He's got time ticking on him as far as Joe Burrow goes. So and the thing is, Mike needs to win now. Mike doesn't need to win in 2 years. Mike needs to win now. So that's where I think there is a better possibility of him getting rid of Zach. Because the thing is, even if, just say Zach wins 2 games. They're not beating the Squares, they're not beating the Rappers. That's not happening. I mean, I don't think. I would love it. That'd be awesome if we beat them, but I doubt it. They'd say he beats the 2 winnable games. It's a winnable game against the Cowboys. It's a winnable game against Houston. It is. I mean, when we had Joe Burrow, I thought we could win the rest of the games except for the Steelers and the Rappers. I said that weeks ago. But
still have a shot.
Right. But if he wins those 2, that's only 6 wins in 2 years. That's not good. It's not getting it done.
Yeah. It's really not. And I don't think there will be any coaches out there that would not want to come to Cincinnati just because of the stigma or the, you know what? I think somebody would love to come to Cincinnati. I think there's quite a few out there that'll be let go that would love to go anywhere that wants them. But I think we'll pretty much be able to choose our own head coach once we do let Taylor go. I don't see too many people declining with the talent that we have.
Yes,
Joe Burrow coming back. Why wouldn't you want to?
Right. Thanks, Anna. I think we make a cute couple too.
Oh, thanks, dear.
But yeah, that's the thing that we have going for that makes this job very attractive. The thing is, what their question is going to be, no matter how attractive it is and how awesome it would be to coach Joe Burrow and these weapons they have, how much control do they have? How much control do they want? Do they get to pick their own coaching staff? Which I assume Zach got to pick. I know Darren Simmons was already here, but I assume he got to pick most of them, but I'm not sure. So if you get a new head coach, those are things that they want to know. Like we're like Bieniemy. We're both like Zim first, but Zim's got to get fired. And I don't think that's happening. But Eric Bieniemy is the big hot candidate. Now, he's going to like the weapons and like the opportunity of what he can do here. And the thing that also it can help, but it could also hurt, that he is a former Bengal. So he knows what it was like back in the 90s. Now what his relationship is now with the Brown family, I have no idea because he's never been a coach here that I'm aware of. I don't remember him ever being a coach here. So it depends on if he wants to deal with what comes with being a Bengals head coach. Because Eric Bieniemy is, I'm not going to say get the pick of his jobs, but he might. I mean, with the jobs that are opening, and let's go with the ones that are, like, we know Houston Texans are open. The Jets are most likely going to be open. So if those 2 are open and the Bengals are open, the Bengals, just as far as what's on the field and everything and what they had to work with the salary cap and everything, are way better than either one of those teams. So They got them right there. It just depends on,
what's he want.
Right, what's he want.
What's he looking for? And Joe Burrow, talent all over our secondary. Most of them hurt. A lot of, Trey Wayne's hurt. All these guys get healthy. We draft, good free agency. This team's fixed. Who wouldn't want to come here and coach Joe Burrow in his second year, or
Right.
at the worst third. But
Right.
we'll see how it goes.
And Rob's got a good point. He means for the assistant coaches, not the head coach, which means if we get rid of Armadillo, you basically got a lame duck coach in Zach, and if they want to go and put somebody else in there, which is another reason why I think you just blow Zach out, blow the whole thing out,
Yeah,
and start all
not worth it.
over.
Sure enough.
All right, he's got another one here, Rob. Let's see here. The Bengals will be a great spot for a new head coach, top 5 pick, Burrow, young team. Yeah, exactly. That's another. I think that's the direction I think that they need to go to. Like I said, we all know Mike Brown likes money. We all know that. He doesn't want to spend it, but he wants to make it. He's got two things. One's going to make him spend it, and the other one's going to make him make it. And he needs the Bengals to win for either one of them to happen. That's Joe Burrow's contract coming up in 4 years, and the stadium deal coming up. So that to me is what is putting pressure on Mike to do something, to win now. That's one of the reasons I think they did so much on the defensive side last year in the offseason. For some dumb reason, they thought the offensive line was fine. I have no idea why they did that. But
yeah.
All right, Mark Scott. The Bengals should have a lottery for people like you guys to go and help them in the draft. Yeah, I just read stuff off of.
Luckily, we lose when we lose just about every game. We win the lottery. So
we start looking at the draft early.
Yeah, this year we're winning the lottery, at least if we can stay at 3. We'll have to see what happens after that. But if we go over 3, I don't know what's going to happen.
I appreciate what y'all do. My username is you're Bungle Fever. What's up, brother?
Cool.
But my Trump 2020 views got my account deleted. Yeah, that kind of happens.
Oh, come back, dude. Come back, man.
He's Hillbilly Deluxe now. That's Bungle Fever.
Yeah.
He was Bungle Fever. That's who's talked to us before. And anyway, phone's signed. Have a good night, boys. See you, Rob.
Take care, buddy.
Thanks for joining the show. It was fun. All right, man. Well, I think it's about time for us to roll on out of here. I'm going to get to the Facebook groups that we help run, and we invite you guys to join each and every day. They are Bengals Nation, Bearcats Country, Reds Country, and Cyclones Country. And I'll be taking the sound off later on tonight and putting it on the podcast. I invite you guys to, if you missed any of the show, to get on there and listen to it. Tomorrow we are doing tomorrow's Friday. We'll be doing our Bengals Nation show. Mike should be joining us. Hopefully everything's going good with his dad. I haven't heard much today. But Mike might be on there, might not. But for sure, me and Jeremy will be here previewing the Bengals-Dallas game. And again, we're taking the live chats and everything so we can talk them. And like I said, I appreciate everybody who's been subscribing. I was at 717 yesterday. I'm at 716 today. So somebody dropped off, but somebody else will drop on. Just keep telling everybody about Sports Strawberry Ice, the YouTube channel, podcast, Facebook page. Like I said yesterday, there is another part of the Facebook page that people have not discovered yet. It's called the Ice Bar. Now, the way it works is you scroll down on the page, and it's in there. And the photo cover is the Bearcats football team. And you guys can join in there and post pretty much whatever you want. We can talk about what we talked about on the show. I know guys like Dallas and Jeremy and Crown and all these guys that usuals on the show. You guys can go in there. You can argue and fight and talk about whatever you want on there. And me and Jeremy can join as well. Other than that, and we got to do the Secret Week tomorrow. We got to remember to do that. We forgot to do that. So anyway, if you guys out there got a nomination for Secret Week, hit me up. Hit Jeremy up. Let us know.
A few of them do. A few of them do. I know for a fact. So
there you go. So yeah, if you guys, that's another thing. If you guys would do the video chat, if you want to put your Zeke of the Week out on the video chat, or if you want to do it on the chat room. Oh, another thing we might be doing tomorrow. I kind of wanted to do it today, but I ran out of time to get on the show. Is tomorrow, since it's Bengals Day, do a Bengal trivia. and and you win absolutely nothing. Other than the honor of being the first person to win the Strawberry Ice Bengal Nation Bengal Trivia. Basically, what we need 2 guys or girls to get on the video chat, and we'll ask you a series of questions, and best 2 out of 3 wins. And you go on there, and I'll read the question. You say your name. Whoever I hear first, I'll let them in first, and they can answer it. And then if they don't get it, then the next person can steal and try to answer it that way. Anyway, just something fun that I'm trying to do. So, do some interactive stuff on here. And like I said, new stuff with live, Jeremy on there, videos, all kinds of stuff going on. Once we get after Christmas, my job will slow down. I'll be able to do some more stuff. Hopefully by then, we'll be at 1,000 subscribers. That would be great. Jeremy.
Yep. And just to add to what you were saying, man, like you said, doing all this new stuff, it's all new to us, just like it's new to you guys. So don't be afraid to hit that link and come and talk to us. We won't bite, promise. I know a few of you have your Zeke of the weeks. If every one of y'all still listening or that will be listening, want to put one down, come on live with us. Give us your Zeke of the week. Doesn't matter who it is, whatever it is.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It's sports related.
Oh, yeah.
It is a sports show. Nothing political, nothing like that. Like, look, the reason I say that is there's so many sports shows right now and so many stuff that does political this, political that. I don't care what your political religious beliefs are. This is sports, man. That's all we're talking about. We're talking about sports, and that's what we do. And that's what it should be. It's fun. It's sports. All this other stuff going on in the world. You guys, I hope you guys can come on the show and we have fun and you can forget about what's going on and just chill out for the next hour and a half, or however long we talk. So
exactly, and that's why we're doing this, and that's why we went to, Jeff's worked his butt off to get this, and his wife, great wife, have put to where you guys can jump on and join us. So do that, and we're gonna do some other fun stuff coming up in the future that I think you guys will find hilarious, but it'll also be, you'll still get your sports show, but you'll also be a little more interactive as we get into a slower season to where we need to find some things to make some folks laugh. And me and Jeff, we're pretty decent at that. So we're going to do that for you guys eventually. So anyway.
Brad said we should get Mike Brown on the show. I would love to get.
I got questions for days.
Brad, if you can hook me up with that, that would be awesome. All right, dude, I've tweeted out, let's see here, Chad Johnson, I've tweeted out Tony Pike and try to get him on the show. I got a call into Melvin Levitt, former Bearcat, try to get him on the show. I mean, I've got Lucky and Terry, and also has been great. He's been on the show twice with me. And then to get Zell on the other night, Gunslinger, that was awesome. So I'm trying to get people on, but just a little YouTube guy. I only got 717 subscribers, so yeah.
We saw Blake on earlier. I saw your video. Blake's all gray. I'd love to have him on too.
Jeff Blake, yeah, Shaking Blake.
Yeah, Blake, yeah. And I'll send some things out to Hushmanzada and different players too. You never know, but. Until then, guys, we are going to get out of here. We have kept you guys for an hour and 30 minutes now, so we're going to go eat our dinner and do our thing.
Fat guy got to eat.
What's that?
Fat guy got to eat.
That's right. Fat guy in this little coat got to eat.
Me.
But
little guy's okay. You don't have to eat.
So, anyways, guys, always remember one thing, man. You don't live in Cleveland. You live in Cincinnati, so let's keep acting like it. Keep watching the show. Keep supporting us. We support you guys. We're here for you always.
Always.
And we plan on not going anywhere.
Exactly.
Is that fair to say, Jeff?
Oh, yeah. I'm not going anywhere. You going anywhere?
Who Dey, baby? Right here.
Who Dey? And that's just sports, baby. See ya!